The ISOKON building, or Long Road Flats to use its correct original name, it's a 1934 Grade 1 listed building, and you have to remember that with listed buildings only 2.5% are Grade 1, which makes it really quite unique. It's sort of on level with St. Paul's Cathedral or any other sort of famous master buildings. But it's from 1934, so it's fairly young for being a Grade 1 listed building. And it is that on its architectural merit, because it's the first reinforced concrete block of flats ever built in Britain. My name is Magnus Englund. I'm from Sweden originally, even though I've been in Britain now since the mid-1990s. I've written 6 books about architecture and design. I got involved with Long Road Flats back in 2013 when I moved in here. I used to live in the penthouse of Jack and Molly Pritchard, the founder of the building, for 6 years, and I got totally fascinated by the story of it, and ended up setting up this museum, which we called the ISOKON Gallery. We don't call it a museum because it's quite small, so we're being modest. But it's been a great success. It's been open now for 9 years, and we have had 26,000 visitors since we opened, so it's a lot of interest for the building. What we're trying to do is to tell a story not just about the building, but about the people in the building. And the key 2 or 3 people really in that are the clients who commissioned the building, Jack and Molly Pritchard, and the architect Wells Coates. The Pritchards, they were both from sort of middle-class families. Both Jack and Molly's fathers were barristers, not super wealthy, but of comfortable means. And Jack's father had been briefly the mayor of Hampstead in 1901, so he was a local Hampstead boy, really. They met at Cambridge University in 1920, and they had both formed separately a quite left-wing view of the world. They were both socialists, and they had really rejected the Victorian era and all that stood for, and instead they wanted a modern world, which modern for them meant modern architecture, modern art, modern food, modern transport, so aeroplanes and fast cars, and also modern morals, in that they had quite open relationships. Even after they got married, they had affairs on the side, which everyone seemed to have known about and was fine with. Also been to that fair was Wells Coates, who later became the architect of this building. He had a very unusual background. His parents were Christian missionaries in Japan, and he was born and grew up in Tokyo. He only left Japan when he was aged 18. Then he went back to Canada, did a university degree, was briefly in the Canadian Air Force during the First World War, and then he came to London and started off as a journalist, and he was asked to cover the World Fair in Paris of 1925. And he also saw the Le Corbusier building and was equally blown away by it. And he came back and had decided that he wanted to be an architect. But he had no training as an architect, he had no degree as an architect. You didn't need that at that time to practice as an architect, actually. So he started off doing interior design works, and was very successful with that, so much so that he landed the job of doing the sound studios for the new BBC building on Portland Place. It was a very prestigious job, and BBC was quite new at that time. It was before TV, radio was still fairly new. And he used a lot of plywood in his interiors, and that's how he met Jack Pritchard. And the 2 of them hit it off, and realized that they had the same outlook of the world, that they wanted a modern world, a better world, not like the parents' generation.